Jacqueline Schreiner. I'm here suing my ex-boyfriend for unpaid credit card bills. I thought he was the man of my dreams until I found him in bed with another woman, and now I have an empty bank account and all kinds of unpaid credit card bills.
Cue the defendant.
I'm Craig Colson. I'm being sued by my ex-girlfriend for credit card bills. I admit that I broke her heart, but it doesn't give her the right to sue me.
Jacqueline Schreiner is suing Craig Colson, her ex-boyfriend, for unpaid credit card bills. Now, I am sure that there are women who'll be able to relate to your story. You say that you thought you had met your Prince Charming and you discussed marriage and a future together, but that it came to a dramatic end when you found another woman not dressed in his bed. Is that correct? And on the other hand, you say that you made it clear to the plaintiff that you had no interest in pursuing a serious relationship and that you had no interest in getting married. All right, tell me how the two of you met.
We met in August of 2007 through an online dating site. He was the one that pursued me. I told him exactly what I wanted. I told him that I wanted to get married and I wanted to have children, and he had absolutely no problems with that.
Did she tell you that?
She did.
Okay. So after you said, I want to get married, I want to have children, then what?
The relationship just escalated. And then he was asking me questions like what kind of wedding I wanted. We actually went and looked at wedding rings. He wanted to know
Did you go and look at wedding rings with her?
I do believe we did look at jewelry, correct.
No, I didn't ask you about jewelry. I asked you about wedding rings. Is that a yes or a no?
I honestly don't remember specifically if we looked at engagement
rings. Oh, come on.
rings.
Do you think I was born yesterday? You shifted your eyes, you looked down, you said you looked at jewelry. Did you look at wedding rings, yes or no? It doesn't mean you win or lose.
I remember I had bought her a ring for an anniversary.
What kind of ring?
It was a colada ring, I believe it's called.
What's that?
I wanted a colada ring, which is an Irish ring. And
right. With the heart
but this
on it.
is before then. We had met in August, and in December we had gone Christmas shopping, and we had stopped at a jewelry store. And he actually knew way more about wedding rings than I did. The odds were not in our favor, especially with him being married twice, but he consistently told me that the statistics were wrong. And
He was married before.
Twice before, yes.
Twice before?
Yes.
All right. All right.
He said the divorce should be final in October.
Okay. And so do you end up moving in with him?
In June, yes.
In June. Okay. Before you move in with him, what kind of conversations are you having?
I told him that I was very skeptical about moving in with somebody before there was talk of marriage. So we had set a date for July 4th of 2009.
You set a date?
We had discussed that, yes.
If you set a date, that pretty much means you asked her to marry you. Did you ask her to marry you?
I did not.
But you set a date. That's like jumping in a pool with no water. How could you set a date but not ask her to marry you? So, all right, you move in. Tell me what happens.
We live together. We have kids. We have kids that we were all in a house. We went to...
How many kids do you have?
I have one child. He has 2 children.
Okay. What happens?
We were fine. We took family photos together. We went on family vacations. To me, we were a family.
Were you a family, Craig?
We were living as a family, yes.
Go ahead.
The 4th of July 2009 was getting closer. Still no wedding ring. When I first moved in with him, his car was very unreliable. And so I had gotten him a credit card for emergencies only.
Did you actually have an agreement?
Yes.
What did you say to him and what did he say to you?
Well, when we lived together, he was paying the mortgage and everything. And at first, we had gotten a water softener. And so I agreed to pay for that.
How much is a water softener?
It was $6,000. And
$6,000?
Yeah.
Get one of those Brita things. Did you let her buy a $6,000 water softener?
I did.
On her credit card?
It was on my credit.
On your credit?
Yes.
And did you have an agreement with her when she let you use her credit card?
As far as making payments on it, that I would pay what I charged, yes.
Well, what was he charging on your card?
Fast food, gas. Eventually, it got to casinos. He was making cash withdrawals.
Casinos? You using her card for casinos?
I did, Your Honor, yes.
Got a gambling problem?
I do not.
Did you?
Possibly.
When you first noticed a charge to a casino, what, if anything, did you do?
Called him up and started crying, told him to
How
stop.
much was, give me an example, what would he charge up?
He would do $800 at a time.
How much did he charge up before you took the card back?
There's 3 different credit cards.
You gave him 3 different cards?
No. He was using his work credit card for personal purchases, and he was told by his work that he was going to be fired if he didn't come up with this money in 60 days. So I ended up transferring it to a different card of mine.
Look, Jacqueline, I don't need the history here. You got 3 credit cards with how much did he charge up on those credit cards?
Totaling about $6,000.
Now, how much did you put on those cards, Craig?
I didn't keep track of the total numbers.
Why would you? You don't have to pay for them.
I was under the impression she was going to help pay towards the mortgage because my mortgage was quite expensive. She did buy things for the house, yes, but she didn't pay towards the mortgage. She maybe paid a couple of utility bills here and there, but for the most part...
What about the water softener? Right there, it's $6,000.
Okay.
Okay.
$2,300 a month for mortgage.
Yeah, but the house
well
is your house. It's not her house. Was there an arrangement regarding that?
Only a verbal on the phone.
Well, what was the verbal?
That she would find someone to make the mortgage payments on her house, rent out her condo, and that she would be able to contribute about $900 a month towards...
So you specifically had an agreement that she would pay you $900 a month if she were able to rent out her condo?
Yes.
So why didn't you just say to her, look, as far as I'm concerned, Jacqueline, you're not pitching in here. You're going to have to leave.
Well, eventually I did.
Did he tell you to move out because you weren't paying the $900 a month?
No, it was
Had you
something-
ever heard the number 900?
No.
Before you came into this courtroom?
No.
Go ahead.
So we decided that I was going to move out and we were going to start over again. So in September, I had moved all my furniture out, and then he ended up letting his house go into foreclosure.
Why did you break up?
Well, because I caught him cheating on me.
And that's what I read in your papers. You found him in bed with another woman?
Right. He said that he wasn't even
The guy was
attracted to this
married
lady.
twice. He's dating you. You're moving in before he's even divorced. What makes you think he's not going to cheat?
Exactly.
And by the way, for a guy who's looking for $900 a month in rent to help you with the mortgage, you're charging $800 in a casino. You'd have been better off taking that $800 and paying your own mortgage, as opposed to letting your own house go into foreclosure. Craig, you're not talking much. What'd you learn from this?
I learned to listen to people's actions and not their words.
Okay. The most important thing for women to understand is you don't move in, or men, you don't move in with the other sex or maybe the same sex. You don't allow your money to be intermingled with theirs until you have a ring on your finger, and even then that's not good. Until you're married, and even then keep your own money. Get it?
Yes.
You know, and we all know that. Intellectually, we all know it. The only problem is that the heart gets in the way, all right? This is a lesson in life.
Right.
Very simple. You take care of yourself, because at the end of the day, you've only got you to rely on. Do you understand that?
Yes.
That's it. That's what I teach my daughter, and that's what I teach my son. All right?
Yes.
Craig, what did you learn?
Well, I learned that if we're going to have an arrangement based on good faith, that maybe it needs to be more definitive and written down. You know, I didn't mean to hurt Jackie.
I want to believe you. You know why? You have 2 kids. You have 2 kids, you got to set a good example. Stop living with women. Just get yourself together, get your crap together, stop gambling, get your finances in order, get yourself good credit, all right? And just do what you got to do to take care of yourself and your kids. All the rest will come. Okay? I'm trying to help you out because you've been very quiet. I don't know why you're so quiet. All right? Don't do that to a woman. It's not fair. Now, my verdict is clearly for the plaintiff. She claims $6,000 in credit card bills. She finally alleges $5,000. You say that she took the furniture with her. My verdict is going to be for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,000. So ordered. Good people. people get into messes. I'm sure nobody intended to harm anybody here, but her heart is broken. She's in a real jam, and I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's got a problem. And I think that he was kind of ruled with things other than his brain. And so it goes.
I learned that I need to stay away from relationships for a while.
I really do hope the best for him. I don't wish any ill on him at all.